Lewis Hamilton joins Ferrari for the 2025 season. Insane, bruh. Lewis Hamilton ending his career with the boys in reds. What a magical end to his career this might be. There's so many things to cover. Carlos been suddenly dumped in the waters. Toto doesn't know what's going on. George is having a party. So many questions, not many answers, but let's get straight into it. There's not even enough time to edit this, guys. It just has to come out. Lewis Hamilton is regarded as the statistical greatest of all time. I don't think you can't fight the numbers. And he is now joining the biggest organization in the history of the sport, it being a Ferrari. And he's also the biggest household name in the sport when it comes to drivers being known globally. I can't even wrap my head around Lewis to Ferrari. It doesn't even make sense. It's a brave move from Lewis. But why is this move so crazy? Let's just get into, before we even talk about what this is gonna cause, so this is just gonna have a whole ripple effect now on the whole sport. This is gonna have a whole ripple effect on the drivers market. Which really put a spanner in the works, Lewis. But obviously, from what we see here, there's a lot of speculation, not many answers, but from what I can see, from what I've seen, it seems Lewis is unhappy with the W15. He's obviously been with the team now as they've been on this slow decline. 2022, which he said they didn't listen to him. 2023, which he said again they didn't listen to him going into the season. And he said to 2024, they need to make huge changes. We've now seen in February, Lewis just last week went to Brackley. They must not be doing what he needs them to do here. Yeah. I'll pull up some images now, you can see of Lewis. He don't look happy, mate. But I mean, Lewis to Ferrari, that's a mad one. Ferrari haven't won a world championship in decades. If Lewis wins his 8th world title with Ferrari, I mean, the debate is finished, really and truly. The debate's finished. Like, the debate's finished. That's the greatest, that's the GOAT. The debate's finished. Let's talk about what Hamilton's name has already done for Ferrari. Look, before we even talk about the on-track, let's just talk about the off-track. Hamilton's name, just his name by itself, not even his skill, not just his name, already made Ferrari's market share go up 7%. Just from him joining Ferrari, we've already seen. Mercedes have an emergency meeting. We heard it from Rachel Brooks to tell the staff that Lewis Hamilton is leaving for the 2025 season. It makes you wonder what Hamilton saw that wasn't pleasing him with Mercedes. It doesn't bode well for the team. Back to what Hamilton brings, I mean, I'm all over the place, but look, Hamilton brings more money. I mean, he's already bringing money to them. Just by his name alone, it's gonna bring money. It's gonna bring so many fans. It's gonna bring so many engineers. I mean, people who wouldn't otherwise go to Ferrari, but Lewis is there, all right, let me go there. Some people, engineers, you know, they might be second guessing Ferrari. Then Lewis is there, they're like, all right, bet, let me pull up then. Let me go then. More experience as well. Let's not forget just the experience that Lewis Hamilton brings off the track experience. I mean, he knows how to run a team. He knows the fundamentals of how a team needs to operate, a winning team. He's done it many times, the most on the grid. So he knows how it is to win. He's won more than any other driver in history. He knows how to win. So obviously he's gonna know the operations that the team need here strategically, and he can make these improvements with the team. So this is it's just straight W's for Ferrari, I'll be real. And then we go to the on-track. Oh boy. I mean, Leclerc is literally the fastest qualifier pretty much in the whole F1 space right now. In the sport, I mean, Leclerc is on par to be the fastest over one lap. I don't think anyone's arguing with that. And then you have Lewis in the other car. I mean, this is a smoky team here. This is the best driver pairing now, I'm sorry. It's just not looking safe for Verstappen anymore. It's not looking safe at all. This leads me to the big problem. We've got a big problem though, because Ferrari, throughout the history, they've been known to have a 1-2 driver pairing. They've never had two drivers on equal footing. They always have a number one driver. They always prefer one driver over the other. And we've known that's obviously been Leclerc, the superstar. It's been Leclerc, it makes sense. Carlos has been just there with him at times, but we know Leclerc is the number one driver. Lewis now, you throw Lewis in there and it's not looking safe anymore. It's not safe at all. So for Leclerc, for Charles, he's probably really gonna feel some pressure. We haven't seen Charles tested like this, and to have Lewis Hamilton in the other seat, it's really going to be a big test for Charles because he hasn't gone up against someone of this caliber before. Obviously, he's gone against, no disrespect to Sebastian Vettel, but that was on the decline of Sebastian's career. He didn't really see the prime Sebastian Vettel. So to go against Lewis Hamilton is going to be a big test for Leclerc. Is he going to sink or swim? And then we move on to Carlos Sainz. I mean, broski, this guy got ditched. They just threw him under the water. For Carlos, it's going to be difficult. He's going to go into the 2024 season knowing next year I'm out. That really might change his psychological approach to everything. That's going to change his approach psychologically. Like, he knows now going against Leclerc, like, okay, this is my last year here. No matter what I do, I've already lost the seat. It can't get worse. Carlos might feel betrayed. Let's not forget, he's the only win He's the only non-Red Bull win in the 2023 season. It was Carlos Sainz with a masterful performance in Singapore. And now he might feel betrayed, like they still want to kick me out. Of course though, you just got to get pushed aside when it comes to Lewis. You just got to charge that one to the game. I think Carlos is going to approach things very differently now with Charles. I think he's going to take more risks. He's going to be more aggressive on the track. He's just going to fight like he has nothing to lose, and there's nothing more dangerous than a driver with nothing to lose. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how that works now, the dynamics with Carlos, how he's going to approach that. It's going to be very difficult. Where is he going to go as well, guys? I don't even have no idea. A lot of people have been saying Mercedes for just a quick swap, but I don't see that making sense. Carlos in Mercedes doesn't make sense. Mercedes have young drivers you can see coming out the woodworks that they're trying to upgrade. The same way they upgraded George Russell, they've got Alex Albon in the Williams. That's a quick upgrade as well. So they've got drivers. They don't need Carlos Sainz in there. It doesn't make sense. He's not really a part of their program. You know, they're already invested in a lot of young drivers. They do not need Carlos Sainz in that other seat. It's not necessary for them, and I don't think it makes sense from Mercedes' side. And even from Carlos' side, it doesn't make sense. He's not trying to be a number 2 driver to nobody. And we know that George Russell ain't trying to budge. I mean, he wasn't trying to budge to Lewis. So you can imagine against Carlos Sainz, he wants to be the number 1 driver. So it's just going to be very difficult again for Carlos. So he might have to go to Audi or one of these other teams, which might not be ideal for him. These are teams which haven't these are teams which haven't really established themselves yet. They haven't really got the legs. Audi for 2026 maybe, but right now it's just not looking too good. So for Carlos, it's a bit of a difficult situation. I think he's got a lot to prove this year. Maybe make Ferrari regret the decision that they made. Now moving on to talking about George Russell. Oh, he's having a laugh in the park, mate. For George, this is beautiful news. I mean, finally getting Lewis off his back, he's probably thinking, finally, mate. I was waiting for this granddad to get out of here. But on a serious note, guys, for George, I mean, he's been really struggling against Lewis. He's been put in the deep end so many times, questioned himself. How many interviews have we seen George just restless? You know, he just looked like he doesn't know. He looked like he lost himself at times during the last season. And that's sometimes what happens when you're against the best in the business. Not to mention, he did have a very good season in 2022 against Lewis, but 23, he kind of got blown out the waters. So to get Lewis out of that seat, it may give George a bit less pressure, and that might give him the opportunity he needs to thrive now. He's not used to having that pressure. But at the same time, from George, he might actually be happy now, and he might actually look at his time with Lewis Hamilton and really look at it as a blessing. Even though as difficult as it was, you've tested yourself against the statistical greatest of all time. You've tested yourself. You've been against him. You've been able to qualify side by side with him, sometimes in front of him. You've been able to race with him, sometimes behind, but sometimes in front. And so this is a big confidence booster. So now when Lewis leaves, you're used to that level of competition. When Lewis leaves now, you go against anybody else, really. You're going to be able to hold your own because you've been against the best in the business. And it's just kind of a knock-on effect now that's going to have on George. It's going to give him the confidence he needs to just go crazy. There's been some reports that YOOOO, I hope I'm saying his name right, he was head of vehicle performance at Mercedes throughout the championship years, and he got poached by Ferrari just the previous season. This may have been a huge reason why Lewis decided to leave Mercedes. They keep losing big, important employees. They keep losing important employees. They lost James Vowles to Williams. He was head of strategy. We've seen how their strategy has plummeted. They've lost now this YOOOO. He was obviously a huge impact as well. They've lost Mike Elliott. They've lost a lot of people. So Lewis probably just sees a sinking ship, and he's seen a sinking ship before. If you remember, guys, in 2012 with McLaren, Lewis Hamilton's been there before. He knows how it is when a team's falling apart. Probably sees the last 2 years of Mercedes, and right now he probably sees this like 2012 McLaren. Like, the team's going downhill. I need to do something quickly before the ship just sails off. Before my ship to leave sails away. And that's just Ferrari. He's not going to be there an option forever, so he needs to kind of take it while he's got it. And it's a huge gamble, and he's done it, and I respect it. You know what I'm saying? We're literally awaiting confirmation as we speak right now. We're likely going to get confirmation. I'll put it up on the screen now of Mercedes, of Ferrari, confirming that Lewis Hamilton has officially joined Ferrari for 2025. Insane. But guys, forget 2025. Lewis needs to join 2024. Guys, I know it's insane, and we're literally 3.5 weeks out, 4 weeks out from the first race in Bahrain. But bro, he needs to join now. I think Lewis literally needs to join now. He needs to put his foot down and say, listen, let's just move Carlos aside, get me in there now, Ferrari. Why would they do something like that though? because Lewis Hamilton already taking a risk right now. He's taking a risk. There's nothing for Lewis to lose right now. He's already taken a risk that he's leaving Mercedes. He needs to get accustomed to that Ferrari. There's no point staying another year in a sinking team. And Lewis Hamilton is willing. Ferrari aren't going to lose nothing. If they take out Carlos right now, what are they going to lose? Yeah, they have to buy him out of his contract, sure. I don't know how much that might be, 20 mil. They'll make that back. They'll make that right back with Lewis. There's no problem. So financially, there's no problem. Now, sure, this might not be the most ethical way to get things done, but you got to charge that to the game, bro. They're trying to win a world championship here. You need to get Lewis in the boat immediately. He's put his faith in Ferrari. He's got Fred Vasseur there. He's known him since even before he came to F1. To this point, Lewis has never driven a Ferrari engine in his whole career. He's been with Mercedes the whole time. Now, I have no doubt that Lewis is going to be able to get to grips with that, but he needs a bit of time. Get him in there now. 2024, let Lewis just get to grips with the car. And then in 2025, when you have the car, if they can provide him in 2025 with the equipment, Lewis will be more than ready to get active and go get that get back from Verstappen. The get back will go crazy. But yeah, guys, the morale, like I'm talking about, the morale of Mercedes, they're just looking like they're going downhill. Not only have they lost huge employees within the business, like I said, James Vowles, like Mike Elliott, like all these big figureheads which you're seeing leaving the team. But to make matters worse, you've now lost the face of your organization. You've lost your biggest asset, which was Lewis Hamilton. He was still in the team. So as long as Lewis is there, you can still kind of keep things going, stay motivated. We got this, guys, keep working hard. That's not there anymore now. Lewis Hamilton, by saying he's leaving in 2024 at the end of this season, Lewis Hamilton has basically says he no longer trusts you guys. He no longer has the trust in the team anymore. He no longer trusts the employees to provide a championship winning car. That's really gonna hurt the motivation for the team because now they know that their star driver doesn't even believe in them anymore. He's leaving, he's given up. And so that's gonna be very hard to overcome. Now, I'm sure Toto will, as angry as he'll be trying to rebound off this, but it's hard to rebound off that when you lose. Like, who are you gonna replace Lewis with that's gonna bring the same? Nobody that you can replace Lewis with can bring the same, you know, can just have the same depth, have the same impact. Now, you can probably bring Alonso go crazy. You know, oh snap, if Alonso joined Mercedes, that would go nuts. But I mean, you've lost Lewis, you've lost such a major from a marketing element, you've just lost so much. And then even the motivational, the effects that has on the staff is going to be huge, bro. At Brackley now, they're thinking, wow, so Lewis just left us, so he doesn't believe in us anymore. And then that just might start having, like I said, a domino effect. It affects so many other aspects just by Lewis making that one move. It affects many other teams, many other drivers now having to make changes because that's just gonna mess up the market, and we're all here for it, you know what I'm saying? When I woke up and I heard this news, guys, I said, damn. That's crazy. But now, guys, to end off the video, their morale is sky high. I can't lie, you gotta give it to Fred Vasseur. I can't lie, Fred Vasseur has come into this team as a team principal. This team which has nothing, it doesn't matter what they do, they always seem to make mistakes. And he's turned it around. He's got them a win in 2023, sure, it wasn't what they wanted, but they've been improving their pit stops, they've been improving their strategy. You've now brought Lewis Hamilton in. Yeah, that's GG. You know, put Lewis Hamilton in, so the marketing is finished. You don't need to do no more marketing than that. The cash flow go be through the roof. Fred Vasseur is making big moves here, and you can clearly see the way he's operating, the way he's moving. He wants to win a world championship with Ferrari. And Lewis with the 8th, that would be a movie. That would be a story to tell. You guys let me know what you guys think in the comments though. This is just crazy news. I don't even know what to say, man. It's crazy, it's crazy. But you guys let me know what you guys think of the video. Lewis Hamilton to Ferrari. Who's winning? Lewis or Leclerc? That's the real question. That's the real question, guys. You guys let me know in the comments. We out here, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. The Built ERS. Peace.